45.
Now I'll turn on just the start AI companion. All right, so it's
Ready,
AI
Steve?
companion is in, the recording is in. Yes, you can go ahead.
Thank you, Stephen.
Thank you.
Thank
Okay,
you, Paul.
I'll start.
Thank you.
Yes.
All right. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
How's everybody tonight?
Okay.
Very good.
That's good. That's
Thank you.
good. There are, a few small rail things I can bring up. They just had a fire in the tunnel west of Penn Station, so NJT and Amtrak are all screwed up.
I heard.
That won't be resolved until Monday for the Monday morning commute.
Oh my.
Yeah, I followed this on World News Tonight and with Eyewitness News, so I followed both of them. So
yeah, work engine.
that was a
Amtrak work
nasty
engine
fire
caught
that they
fire.
had.
Yeah, really affected New Jersey transit.
Oh, it did. Yeah, I think New Jersey more than anyone else. I think it was restored sooner on the Long Island Railroad.
My God.
Yeah.
I have a little bit of local SIR news if anybody cares. There is a consist of 4 of the old R44s that are still running. I saw them go south to Tottenville today, so you don't see too many of them. Most of them have been replaced by the 211s, so
it took a while for that to be reversed.
I know it'll take a while. In the bulletin, which you've probably seen, that Governor Hochul has signed the bill ordered for the MTA new cars to replace the R62s and 62As on the 1, 3, and 6 lines.
Yeah. New equipment on the
Well,
IRT.
there's a long story that I won't be around to see them. I'll explain that in a future thing.
In a future missive.
Yeah, that's right. Of course, luckily the LIRR strike was short-lived.
Yes.
Otherwise, there'd be no museum for me. So that's all that I can say. And one final note on the SIR. There was an incident, Paul. I'm sure I told you. I'll tell everybody else. We were traveling down on the 703 local to Great Kills, and at Grant City, we're all thrown off the train. Nobody said anything why. Then the train turned around, head back to St. George. I asked someone in the track and said, "Oh, there'll be another one coming in a few minutes." Another train came in. Nothing happened. Not going on there or anything. So after a half hour waiting, I got disgusted. Walked back up to Lincoln Avenue and made my way toward Highland Boulevard. After stopping and getting something to eat, considering the hour, I finally caught the 78 bus home. The following day, I made a complaint to Councilman Morano's office. I just spoke to him again today, so
okay.
Yeah, that is the local stuff. So I've said everything that I can right now, so Pablo, take it away, please.
Thank you, General Foz. Well, I want to welcome everyone to our May meeting. As we could plainly see, it's the fifth Friday. We accommodated our host, who was engrossed last Friday with another engagement, and we took advantage of the fact there are 5 Fridays this month, and for a program worth waiting for, because we come back with the Erie Lackawanna and its last years of operation. We're going to see some very nice highlights of that, involving the Erie Lackawanna mainline from Hoboken all the way up to the southern tier area of New York State. And then we'll do joint operations with the Central New Jersey, which was the subject of our program last month, in the Scranton Poconos area. And finally, we'll conclude with the MU commuter operations out of Hoboken, both to Dover and the Gladstone branch. So hold on to your hats for this one, because this should be a really good show.
Is this with Gravelmouth?
Yeah, absolutely. Mr. Bednar is the narrator.
Yep. Good old Gravelmouth.
The same
Yep.
production company, John Paculis Media.
Good.
And it should be a good one. Because as you know, month after month, year after year, the RE brings you the very best in railfan entertainment. And before we start this show, let me just mention, next month, we're going to go out with a bang. None other than Mitch Deckelman comes back.
Yes.
With a program on rails to Pittsburgh. It's going to feature all the major carriers, all the major railroads, including, of course, highlighted by the Pennsylvania, that made its way to Pittsburgh. As we know, the city of many rivers, and I think, except for Venice, Italy, it has the most number of bridges in any city in the world as a result of 3 rivers crisscrossing, particularly through the downtown area. So please be on board for that one before we have our summer hiatus, and stay tuned for the Zoom entertainment, our monthly membership meeting entertainment starting in September.
Okay. All right. I'm ready
We'll
to.
look forward to that. Very good, Steve. Take it away.
Thank you, Paul.
On with the show. Thanks, Mike. Enjoy.
Please mute. Okay. And
Begin at the west end of Hoboken, just west of the Bergen tunnels.
Versus a passenger with a GP9 heading west through West End Junction. Most of these trains are heading for the Booten line. See them going off to the right. Here comes an E8. See a little brake shoe smoke in the air from crossing over at the interlocking. RS3. There comes an E8. You can tell this is in the afternoon, not only by the sun, but the coach is full of homebound commuters. An E8. Comes a passenger Jeep being overtaken by the wonderful MUs. There's the 833. An RS3 with Stillwell coaches heads for the Boone line. Another RS3. There goes that new train passing the RS3 power guy. And then when he's through a crossover, he heads for Channel 8 with the throttle. While an eastbound goes by. Westbound with 1404. Another westbound with an RS. He's heading for the Bergen County line. This guy's heading into Hoboken. Another RS3 powered commuter. The 1408 heads for Hoboken. The Croxton area to Waverly. There goes the PRRMU train overhead at Croxton. And here we are at County Line Road. Commuter train headed west. GP7 train headed west. Here's the eastbound, making the Secaucus station stop. E8 westbound, big train. There's a freight working in Croxton Yard over County Line Road. A passenger RS3. Eastbound passenger. He's hoofing it right along. The westbound passenger train going underneath the Pensy High Line. Here comes a light crew shoving a hack at Croxton. Westbound E8 on a passenger. The yard crew coupled up to a D&H coal car. And then from overhead on RS3 comes out of Boone Station. Here comes a westbound in the Boone. With a Hardy Hi-O Silver, he's leaving westbound. The westbound E8 power train heading west of Middletown. Now we're at Port Jervis. Here comes a Saturday train arriving into the station. Their 3 passengers got off. Now they're gonna pull up the yard train. You can see the crew member getting ready to hop off on the fly to get the switch. Now there's a yard crew working in Port Jervis Yard, carefully handling the Miller Highlight car on the head end. Notice the Baldwin Slug hooked up with the NW2. Here comes a freight with D&H power somewhere around Waverly. Tom followed this D&H guy all the way from west of Waverly, so this is going to be reverse. This is around Great Bend. This is during Jericho. Notice the middle U-boat, U-33C, was an Erie Lackawanna that they swapped with the D&H for. There's the eastbound freight with the D&H power. He's stopping for helpers to be coupled up. Easy. You don't want to spill the coffee. There's that D&H guy just east of Susquehanna, getting near the town of Lanesboro. Going over the Stareka Viaduct. Heading up the mountain. And there is the venerable effluence pushing. Now we're at Windsor Road at Gulf Summit. That's the same train we saw earlier, pulling up the hill. Naturally, since he's on Gulf Summit, we have the pushers, 2 Fs. Very famous Windsor Road. There it is. Look across the field. The 2 Fs are shoving for all they're worth. At Deposit, New York. Here we see that same freight at Hale Eddy. There it comes over the East Branch of the Delaware at Hancock, New York. Here we see them at Basket, New York, taken from Route 97. Now he's coming to Calhoun, New York. Here he is at Narrowsburg. Here's a weed spray train, oh the green, at Hankins, New York, with a Jeep 7. Now we're at Starrucka Viaduct. New York 100 is coming across the viaduct with one SD 45-2. For all I know, it may be one of the ones that the Reading and Northern wound up with many years later. Comes a westbound, cutting across the viaduct. There's the Fords from Mawa on the head end. There's Penn Central Power on the head end of a freight, probably out of Maybrook. There goes an eastbound going by well. The westbound continues. He must have helpers. Yes, he does. The Fs are shoving on the rear with the plywood side. There's another eastbound freight. but the F's doing their thing. This is up at Cascade Valley. Here we are in Susquehanna. Looks like New York 100 going by with the lone ST45-2. And New York 100 again. This is at Halstead on the Erie side. There's a long Great Bend near Red Rock. Moving it right along. Base and the F units along Route 11 up at Conklin. This is again on the Erie side. All along the Erie. Now this is at SR interlocking Susquehanna. A freight eastbound along Route 11 in Conklin. Now it's approaching SR interlocking. Arriving at Susquehanna, it's going to get helpers also. Here come the helpers. The Ohio westbound is way to lead there. There's the helpers. Eastbound with a Century 425 and a Darrell SD45. There's the Monmouth cars at the head end, auto parts. He's gonna get pushed too. There's a flagman waiting to couple them up. Easy, we got a pot of bean soup on in the caboose on the stove. Don't spill the bean soup. Ah, damn it. Now we gotta turn the air in. Now we go to Binghamton, the freight on the Shenango River Bridge. He's laying there while westbound Leestown, and crossovers are the Prospect Street crossovers. Now he's pulling into the yard. New York 100, Johnson City. Near Endicott. That's a combination. This is west of Endicott. This area is all around Endicott. There's that SD45/D8. The officers must have been drunk when they put that power together that day. Same day in the snow. Guy with a U-33C and a SD-45. One of the old Lackawanna cabooses. Here's another Derico product. There's a container train, sea land. This is between Owego and Endicott. Must be following a guy on approaches. The guys are east of Owego. Here's Owego. There's a station. I always liked this part of the old EL. From Binghamton all the way west, they could really fly. Like this guy at West Owego, New York. What a racetrack. This is around Smithboro, New York. East of Waverly. There's Waverly Station. Guy's gonna cross over. Brakeman through the crossovers. No, I'm gonna get on a hind engine. Just keep going. Then an S, avert your eyes. He's got unmoving equipment. Headed now for the old Lackawanna side, the Scranton and Pocono area. Here's an eastbound crawling down from Clark's Summit at Cayuga. You can see the grade there. Now, here's another train climbing towards Clark's Summit along the Scranton Expressway. Facing the train. Here's a Cayuga. Climbing Clark's Summit. Factoryville Tunnel, an eastbound comes out of the bore. empty red and coal cars probably gonna go down to Rupert when they get shifted. There's an eastbound Portland coal train in the Neon Gorge. He's about to enter Neon Tunnel. All for the Portland power plant. What a set of helpers. Notice that they put the caboose behind them. Too much power to shovel the hack. There's the bridge from the Erie at Rock Junction going over the DL and W main line. This is right now where you start on Route 380 and south towards Route 80. In the Dunmore area. Piggyback train, Moscow. That's the same train we saw earlier at Moscow. P&S coal cars, all them lines are shut down now. Now, look at the Pocono auto train going by Elmhurst Station. This job came out of Scranton, usually with 3 Jeeps. Had all the Chrysler product cars going to the Chrysler facility at Pocono Summit. This was a big shot in the arm for EL when they put that up there. Chrysler truck cars. Now we come to Moscow. Go ahead, pick out a Plymouth, a Dodge, Chrysler, whatever you want. Notice no graffiti on the cars, no open hoods where the kids stole the batteries. What a concept. Here he goes over Jubilee Road in Covington Township. Just about at the top of the grade at Lehigh Summit. Now he's on the Pocono Plateau at Gouldsboro Pond. Now we can let him rip. It was damn near level here. East of Tobyhanna. And arriving at Pocono Summit. The crew will cut off there, then run back and start placing the autos. Far enough. Now we run around and go back to start making our moves so that the Chrysler products can make it to the showroom. Now we're all the way down to Minhead Power Plant in Portland. The coal train used to pull down just below Slayford and cut off, and then pull the empties, shove them down towards Mononkachuck. That's what this guy's doing here. They had to pull the empties first. There's somebody in a Mustang, the same color that Kenny Bealer's Mustang was. Notice the SD40 is a CNJ, so the Valley ain't the only one that was thieves in the motive power business. Here they pull the empties and they're pulling by with the loads for the power plant. The CNJ will never miss that one. On the B&P comes a guy at Mount Bethel Station climbing the hill towards Deer. Kids fishing in East Bangor Dam. This overflowed in the 90s, flooded out the railroad when they had a detour over Conrail and up over the Poconos to get to the power plant. Here comes the B&P guy, East Bangor. Here's Bangor, right in the middle of town, South Main Street. These B&P guys didn't waste any time. He went right through town and come down now to the switch at Martins Creek Junction to throw that reverse so he can head down to the Alpha Cement at Martins Creek. Yep, 3 men to throw a switch. That's good. Now he pulls down to make a cut. He's going to take the head-end cars to Alpha Cement and come back to MC for the rest. This is all what they call Main Street out of Martins Creek. Going along the branch. Known as the rock and roll of the cars. Getting close to the yard now at Martins Creek. And we're in Martins Creek Yard, pulling by the Alpha Cement. This one time was the interchange with the Lehigh, New England and the Pensy there, Martins Creek Yard. Lehigh, New England used to have a job right out of here. Here's Cresco Station. What could be coming? ES-99, I'll wager. By God, there it is. One of those colorful SD-40s on the head end with an SD-45 and a Sentry 425. Here's the same train, crossover 940 at Paradise. coal cars. Overlooking the scenery from the Poconos. This is at Paradise. It comes an eastbound SE98 Paradise Curve. You can see he's got the brake on, plus the dynamic brakes. There's the ore off the D&H, heading for Amboy. Another eastbound. Take note of the CNJ RS3 here. You didn't see that. Now we go to the Bloomsburg branch, known as the Bloom. Here's the Bloom man westbound, crossing the valley at Pittston Junction. Meandering through the Exeter area. This was a good chase because they never got over 10 or 15 mile an hour except at a few spots. This was sort of the last stand of the F unit on the EL. There's a station at Kingston. There was a GP7 on that end and the standard Fs. Four F units are coming along around Beach Haven. Coming through a forest of trees. Along Route 11, south of Hunlock Creek. Seems to fit along pretty good. Here he is past the nuclear plant at Berwick. The other side of the river, the Susquehanna, is the Wilkes-Barre line of the Pennsy. I think the track is still in here. The North Shore still comes up here from Sunbury, and it's tore out all the way to Kingston. There's Rupert working. There he has 5 units that day. And a westbound comes through Bloomsburg. Somewhere around here is where there used to be a Carol's Eatery, which precluded McDonald's in the area. The crews used to stop there and eat. Once all the other chains started in the hamburger business, Carol's pulled it up. None of them, I think, ever made it down around Ardmore. Now we go to the MU operation.
Inherited from its predecessor, Lackawanna Railroad, the Erie Lackawanna's MU fleet and supporting infrastructure was created in the late 1920s, early 1930s, when the Lackawanna's Hoboken terminal began to reach its capacity. The heavy volume of commuter traffic, along with the inefficient infrastructure and equipment to handle it, necessitated a change for more efficient operations. Electric multiple unit car operation was chosen as it was more efficient, quieter, and cleaner than steam operation, especially for the short distances between stops where electric is well suited due to its quick acceleration. The Morris and Essex line from Hoboken to Denville, the line to Dover, the Montclair branch, and the Gladstone branch were electrified, as these were the routes most heavily traveled by commuters. Operations began early in the 1930s and continued relatively unchanged until 1984 under New Jersey Transit, when the aging MU cars were retired and the line switched from direct current to alternating current with newer cars.
Here we have the Believe in Hoboken. I wonder how full these trains are now with commuters since this COVID outbreak. Train 639 leaving Hoboken. Here we are at the Bergen Tunnels. An eastbound comes in to Hoboken. Light snow, morning sun coming into Hoboken. There's a westbound MU at West End. Another one. Eastbound. Then the westbound. All the MUs carried a lot of people. Another one at the West End. A parade every afternoon. There goes the westbound. There's across the meadows near Kearney. A fan trip with an eastbound MU train is stopping at Newark. MU train eastbound coming through Harrison. Now we're on the Montclair branch, Roseville Avenue, Newark. We are up on the Gladstone branch, Berkeley Heights. Gillette, 1973. Those MUs didn't owe the railroad a dime. Here's an eastbound near Gillette. Here comes a train just east of Millington. Coming into Millington Station. Watch this kid, he's real brave. Whoa, whoa there, not so brave. train leaves, kid changing his shorts. There's an MU on Millington Trestle. Lion Station. Notice a lot of cars parked in a lot. You can tell this was shot in the early 70s just by looking at the cars. Basking Ridge, eastbound. Parking lot's full. Joe Commuter gets out of his car, runs there, MU train. I have an assigned seat. Eastbound MU at Burnsville. Westbound coming into Burnsville, arriving and leaving. Here we are along the countryside, west of Burnsville Farm in Burns Township. That's why the Gladstone branch is so popular. It went through some bucolic scenery. Burnsville Farm again from trackside. Route 202, Far Hills, eastbound MU. You'll see them arriving and leaving. There's an eastbound coming into Far Hills. There's an eastbound taken from the Far Hill siding side. you noticed or not, but the Wall Street Journal was in the engineer's window, used as a sun shield. There's a Gladstone branch fan trip at Far Hills. Hi there. Fans billing around. Got his coffee. West of Far Hills. There's the MU cars at the tunnel, P-Pack, New Jersey. We're just east of Gladstone now, near the end of the branch. There's the Gladstone layup yard. There's an eastbound at Madison. There's just west of Danforth Road between Madison and Convent. There's the president of the EL at Convent, just perusing his territory. Westbound MU at Morristown. Eastbound coming into Morristown. There's a snowstorm eastbound of Mount Tabor. Watch him blow through a crossing here. Denville on the main line. Dover, eastbound heading for Hoboken. Locals tied up over in the yard. Arriving at Dover, westbound. Dover Station, eastbound leaving Dover. And the coach yard at Dover. Along with the Jeep off the local. And that's the end of this section of the Erie Lackawanna. Thank you. Won't be the same without him.
Okay.
Good old gravel mount.
Yeah.
Presentation wouldn't be the same without him.
No,
Great
that's true.
historical stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Loved the train carrying the cars to the Chrysler plant.
Oh,
Okay,
wow.
that's the plan.
Was that the Chrysler plant in Mawa?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was interesting. It
Yeah,
was basically
mean-
the last years.
yeah, you could really kind of date it from all of the station wagons.
Yes.
Yep.
Particularly in outer suburbia there. It was a perennial.
Yep.
That's
I'd
all
like
been
to have one of
replaced
those
by
station
SUVs.
wagons.
Yeah, right?
I would really
They
like
come
to
in
have one of
handy.
those station wagons. They were nice.
And
Remember
they
the
were
Ford station wagons?
with gas, they were better on gas than the SUVs.
Oh,
Oh.
yeah.
You got that right.
Yeah.
Today, I think, except for sports cars, American manufacturers all SUV.
Yeah. Yeah, they stopped the sedans, trucks, and SUVs.
Yes.
I still have a sedan, and I'm glad.
Yeah, well,
That's-
you see
feel like
Toyota
driving-
and Honda still make them. And
Good.
Kia, Hyundai still makes a sedan.
Toyota makes them.
Yes. The Camry and the Corolla.
Right.
And,
They're very good. They're good.
yes.
It
Yeah,
was
they serve a
interesting to see
purpose.
It was interesting to see Port Jervis with tracks in front of it.
Yes. It's been a long time since I've been up there. That used to be a mainstay of the rail fan trips years
It
ago.
was, yes. There's
You
that
get
turn.
that great ride up there from
You
Hoboken.
guys done a lot like that.
It's truly definitely it's really astonishing. I never realized that they have that much,
We, we're not hearing you. Your voice is
breaking.
clear.
He's breaking up.
Oh.
Yeah. Alan didn't sound that clear, not like he usually does.
No, maybe I'll send them a message.
Okay. Well, that was a great show. Brought back a lot of
yes.
good memories on that,
Yeah.
particularly the MUs, the last portion of the show.
Yep.
I was on that farewell trip, August
Oh, wow.
24th, 1984.
Wow.
8/24/84.
Yeah.
And
Were we on that as a
that
group?
was really. I think it was sponsored by one of the New Jersey organizations.
That means
And there
Alan
were
was
a number
probably
of
on it.
people for the. Oh yes, for sure. I remember Henry Deutsch and Arnie Joseph and probably a lot of the other Jersey-based rail fans. So that was actually the last day of operation.
Is your one better now?
It's, could you, not totally clear, could you try?
It's the trouble with
Oh,
sometimes it comes in very good, other times it's very
Oh, so you don't always have good reception. Do you live in the Green Mountain area?
It's that I think it's a good Zoom connection because about half of the time it's very good, and half of the time it's no good.
I see.
Change the settings and it doesn't change.
oh, you could, if you want, you could always try calling in with your phone. You dial Zoom It's 646-558.
This way we could hear you better.
8656, and then it'll ask you for the meeting ID. You choose the one that's in the instructions. Yeah, the number that's in the I could put the number in the the chat.
All right. Well, I don't know how much longer you want to keep.
Yeah, right. I don't know,
keep
just
this open.
yeah, that's true.
Well, I want to thank everyone who attended this
Yes.
program.
Good choice, Paul.
Yes, it
Thank
was
you.
a good choice. Yes.
Yes, it was
And-
fun.
Yeah, definitely. And should be the start of a great weekend, at least.
Yes.
That's what the meteorologist tells
Yep.
us.
Yes.
Cool tomorrow. Warms up a little Sunday.
And speaking of meteorology, a new movie came out about the meteorologists behind
Yes.
D-Day.
Yes,
Called
that
Pressure.
should be good.
Got really good reviews. Good actors are in it. And I think Brendan Fraser portrays Ike.
No.
And the meteorologist is very good. I've
Oh,
seen him in the thing.
that's the movie Pressure. That's
Yeah.
playing
Yes.
in Atrium.
Got very good reviews.
I know. My buddies like Brian Hessel and John McKenna told me all about it online.
Yep. That was really make or break. They did that on the wrong day. It wouldn't
Yeah.
have gone well.
Sure.
All those landing crafts would have sunk.
That would have been awful.
Yes.
The liberation of Europe would have taken a hell of a lot longer and cost a lot more.
Well, I'm glad they thought of that angle, being that the invasion itself was covered already in multiple times.
Yeah.
This was an overlooked aspect, critical aspect. Well, take care, everybody.
Take care.
Be
Okay.
well.
Wendy, good
Have
to
a
see
good
you.
Speak to and see
weekend.
you soon.
See you soon.
You do the same. Have a
Bye.
good